Today, we're diving deep into the playbook of an elite competitive dance workshop that went down in Sweden. We're going to pull back the curtain on the framework these top-tier performers used to completely transform not just their skills, but their mindset. This is all about how the best get even better.
So, just to set the scene, this is how the instructors described the dancers in the room. We're not talking about your average class here. These were literally the best of the best. And when you get that much talent and ambition in one place, the lessons that come out of it, well, they're pure gold. The whole point of this workshop was simple, but incredibly intense. Take these amazing performers and shape them into true strategic competitors. And yeah, the environment was designed to be, as they said, challenging as hell, pushing everyone right to their limits. But it was also super supportive, which created this perfect storm for some major breakthroughs.
And that really gets us to the heart of the matter. When you're already at the top of your game, what's next? It's a weird paradox, right? You feel like everything could be improved, but you can't work on everything at once. So where do you even start? That's the exact problem this whole workshop was built to solve.
So the very first step was a total mindset shift. The dancers had to learn how to stop thinking like dancers, focused on how it feels on the inside, and start seeing their own performance through the cold, objective eyes of a judge. It's all about looking at what you do from the outside in.
So how did they pull that off? It was a really clear two-step process. First, they got the theory, a deep dive into a PowerPoint breaking down exactly what judges are looking for. Then, they put those new judges' eyes to the test, analyzing YouTube videos of other dancers. They called out what worked, what didn't, and why. It basically trained them to diagnose a performance like a seasoned coach. And all of that analysis led them to this really powerful core idea, a Swedish term, dit vad. It translates to your what. And your what is that one single specific thing that you can focus on that will have the biggest possible impact on your performance right now. Forget the laundry list of feedback. This is the antidote to feeling overwhelmed. It's all about finding your what.
Okay, so once everyone had that analytical framework down, it was time to switch gears. They had to move from just thinking and analyzing to actually doing. It was all about taking these ideas and making them real, bringing them to life on the dance floor.
They used this cool exercise called a rotation circle, where they'd focus on drilling one single judging criterion, like technique or teamwork, for about 10 minutes straight. But this wasn't just about practice, it was a diagnostic tool. By isolating each piece, dancers could actually feel where their weakest link was, helping them zero in on their personal VOD.
Let's talk about faces. You know that look of terror or intense concentration that can give away every mistake? Well, the instructors had this amazing analogy for it. They said, your face is part of the conversation. Think about it. When you're talking to someone, your face is naturally expressive. Your dancing should be the same. It's not about a fake plastered-on smile. It's about letting your expression be a natural part of the movement.
And that idea flows perfectly into this next concept, intention. They describe the opposite of intention as a Söndagspromenad, a lazy Sunday stroll. You're just going through the motions. But dancing with intention, that means every single movement, no matter how tiny, is conscious. It's deliberate. It has a purpose. And that right there is the difference between a performance that's totally forgettable and one that grabs you and won't let go.
All right, now let's zoom in on a moment that can make or break an entire performance, but one that so many people just rush through, the very beginning. How you start your dance sets the tone for absolutely everything that's about to happen.
So before even one step happens, these elite dancers were taught to lock in 3 crucial connections. First, connect to the floor, get grounded. Second, connect to your partner, get on the same page, physically and mentally. And third, connect to the music, find that pulse together. And this is key, you cannot rush this. It might take 2 seconds, it might take 20, but getting that calibration right is non-negotiable for a powerful start.
So we have the tools now, right? The judge's eye, your what, the 3 connections. Now it's time to bring it all home. This last part is about how all these pieces fit together to create a massive shift in how you even think about competing.
The instructors called out something you've probably heard a million times, maybe even said yourself, oh, this competition, it's just for fun. But they framed this as something else entirely, a coping mechanism. When the big, vague goal of dancing well feels too massive and overwhelming, we shrink it down to just for fun so we don't have to feel the pressure.
So, what's the strategic move here? You change the goal completely. Don't compete to dance well. It's too fuzzy. You can't measure it. Instead, compete to get better. Use every single competition as your personal laboratory. Go in with your what clearly defined and make that performance a real, measurable step forward in your journey.
And to make sure all this progress doesn't just stop when the workshop ends, they were given actual tools to take home. Start analyzing your own videos with that new judge's eye. Get in front of a mirror and really observe yourself from the outside. And hey, don't wait for the next class. Get some friends together and run your own mini spotlight sessions to keep practicing under pressure.
But, and this is so important, underneath all of his intense strategy and self-critique was this crucial, foundational message. The instructor said it over and over. You are good enough as you are. That self-acceptance is everything. It's the safety net that allows you to do the hard work and push for better without tying your entire self-worth to the results.
And that brings us to the final, powerful takeaway. And I'm going to give it to you in the original Swedish. Nu är det bara att nöta, nöta och nöta. It means now it's just about grinding, grinding, and grinding. Because after all the theory, all the analysis, all the mindset shifts, at the end of the day, it just comes down to the work. So the question is, what's the one thing you need to grind on to get to your next level?